I went overseas with the Red Cross in World War II and was stationed on the Isle of Capri, which was used as an Air Force rest camp during the war. And Al was in the Air Force. We had known each other at the University of Georgia, but not friends, just knew each other. He was what they call at the university BMOC, you know, big man on campus.
All right.
And so he was in the Air Force, stationed in Italy, on the other side, in the east side of Italy, in a place called Foggia. And he came to the island on rest leave. And as he was checking into the officers' hotel, the girl that was checking him in was a Red Cross girl, as was I. And she said, "Oh, we have a Red Cross girl from Atlanta here. Go see her." Well, it turned out I was in the hospital with pneumonia. And so he comes to see me in the hospital. And, you know, there were, on Capri, there were 13 Red Cross, 12 Red Cross girls and a leader, who was an older woman. And so when the boys were on leave, rest leave, to have an American to speak to, American female to speak to them was, you know, different, fun. So he comes to the hospital room where I was with the pneumonia, and there were a bunch of GIs around the bed. We were singing and talking, and he walked in, and I looked at him, and I said, "I know you." I hadn't seen him in years, you know. And that just started it. And so he was the CEO of his flight group. And so it got to where he was cutting his own orders to come back and see me.
Oh, wow. So he was quite taken with you, I might say.
Well, to make a long story short, we ended up being married on the Isle of Capri. And my wedding dress was made out of a captured German parachute. And the reason we chose the German parachute instead of the American parachute was that the German parachutes were pure silk. The American parachutes were nylon, and they weren't anywhere near as pretty. So anyway, and it was quite fun.
Mm-hmm. And I also understand that there's a very interesting story behind the ring.
Yes. This was during World War II. And Mussolini had conscripted all the gold in Italy. Every single woman had to give up her wedding ring. And people didn't have any. So when we were going to get married, Sonny asked a jeweler friend of him if he could round up enough gold to make 2 wedding rings. I'm getting ready to show it to you.
Oh, so you still wear that today?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wow.
And so the jeweler told him to give him 2 weeks. So at the end of 2 weeks, wow. Sonny came back and said, "Were you able to get enough gold?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Where'd you get it?" I said, "The morgue."
Wow.
My wedding ring was made out of gold teeth from the morgue.